everyone, this is Juanita Sonista and I'm here with our Homemade for the Holidays project. This one is for Thanksgiving or for fall. And what we're going to be making today is cards. These cards can be used as place card holders on your table during the Thanksgiving holiday, or they can be used as invitations to send out to your guests, and or they can be used to for the guests to write in the inside of them and leave a memorable note or something like that. However, what you're going to be needing is you're going to be needing some plastic wrap, okay? You want to buy some little cheap plastic wrap. It does not have to be expensive. You don't want to buy the plastic wrap that is really thick. You want it thin, so the cheaper the better. But as you see in here, this wrap is white. Some of the plastic wraps look kind of yellowish. You want to get the one that's the whitest, okay? Because it's going to adhere better and it's going to look nicer when you're making your cards. The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need some napkins, okay? I purchased these napkins at the Dollar Tree. They're 99 cents, so you can find some cute festive napkins at any of your local 99-cent store or dollar stores. This was a pack of 24. The full measurement when this napkin is opened out is approximately, I believe, let's see here, it's 9.8 by 9.75. But however, the napkin itself folded and the piece that we're going to cut from this napkin only measures 5 by 5, okay? So you can pick some of that up at the Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to take one of these napkins out of here because I'm going to show you how we're going to cut that. Another thing you're going to need is I bought these cute little fall leaves. They came in a pack of 6, okay? I've used one already because I made a card, but they're a pack of 6 for 99 cents. They're also at the Dollar Tree, okay? Or you can find some other cute little cutout or something like that that you want to use. These ones just happen to have the clothespins on them, so I kind of like those for what I'm going to do with this project. And then you're going to need some twine. You can just get the natural color looking twine, or you can be as festive as you want. I happen to pick some orange, okay? You can pick yellow or orange, or you can pick that maroon color, you know, those fall-like colors if you like. And then you're going to need a pair of scissors, a rotary cutter, and of course a ruler, okay? My ruler happened to have the grip guard on it, protect my fingers from being cut, okay? And then you're going to need a piece of cardstock. Now this cardstock here, I measured this cardstock out. It measures approximately or exactly 10 inches by 5, okay? I cut it 5 inches so that my napkin, when I create my card, will fit right over that. I may have to cut a sliver of it off or whatever, but you know, it's big enough for my napkin. And I cut it 10 inches wide so that I could fold it, okay? So in starting to create your card, what you want to do is cut a piece of cardstock out, and most cardstock measures 12 by 12, so you're going to have plenty. So out of one piece of cardstock, you're going to be able to cut 2 of these. So once I cut my 10 by 5, I went ahead and I folded it. And then after I folded it, I took my scissors and I cut in on that fold a 1/2 inch, okay? You want that little 1/2 inch. You don't have to do this, but for what I'm creating today, I need that little notch there, okay? So once you get your card cut, then what you want to do is you want to get your napkin. And most napkins at the dollar stores or Walmart, they're only 2-ply. Sometimes it'll tell you, the package will tell you if it's 3-ply. But we only want to use a little sliver of this napkin, okay? And so I'm going to try to pull away 1 ply of this napkin, okay? So here we go. I got it started. Okay, so you're going to just simply pull this away. We had 1 ply, 2 ply. You're just pulling 1 ply away. And be careful not to tear the napkin, okay? So you may want to come here and then lay your hand and pull lightly to pull this ply away. This ply that you're pulling away, you can always use to wrap gift bags. So when you have small little gift bags, if you have enough of this, you can kind of just crunch it up like this and stick them down in the bag. So there's no need to throw this away. You can possibly use it for another project. Now that we have this pulled away, we have two designs, two sides of the napkin with the design. What we want to do is we want to, oh, and by the way, I bought this cardstock at Walmart. You have 30 sheets of it in here. I bought the natural color. You can buy the colored ones if you like, be as festive as you want, but these was only $5, okay? You can also go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and they sell the single sheet. So there's no need to buy a full pack unless you're going to be using a lot of it. So I just wanted to throw that in. Now what you want to do is you want to cut this napkin and cut this design. Okay, and I want my napkin to be really straight, so that's why I'm cutting it with my ruler. You can also, if you have a straight enough hand, go ahead and cut it with your scissors, okay? But I want clean cut edges so that I can get this onto that card, okay? So I'm just cutting on the fold line here and get this in here. There we go. Okay, so I have a nice, clean, straight line. So now I have two. So I'm able to make two cards out of that one napkin. I'm going to go ahead and sit that one to the side. Okay, so now that we have that cut and we have the cardstock cup, go ahead and cut a piece of twine about 18 inches long. Move this out the way here. Cut this about 18, maybe 21 inches, just so I have a nice good bow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to knot both ends, put a knot on both ends of this twine so that it does not unravel, okay? Then again, it probably will look pretty neat, ravel. So now we have that cut, okay? Then of course we have our little fall leaf here, okay? Now, to put the card together, what we need to do is get our ironing board, and we want to take a sheet of paper. This is just a sheet of printing paper, typing paper, whatever you want to call it, okay? And then you want to lay your card here in the center, okay, like so. And then you want to pull off a piece of your plastic wrap. Let's get this going. You know, plastic wrap kind of sticks together and it could be a mess. But we want to pull off enough to cover the card. Okay, so I'm going to pull this piece off here of this wrap. And you're going to take this wrap. Now what this plastic wrap is going to act like is an adhesive. Okay, so just kind of get it down on here flat. Okay, just so long as it's flat over your cardstock, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to lay your napkin. Now I'm centering my napkin, and I know this probably looks upside down, but I'm centering it on the edge of the fold. And this little piece that's left around here, I can always cut off. Okay, so I want to just get this centered as much as possible. And then I want to take another sheet of paper and lay over it. Okay, like so. Then you're going to grab your iron and you're going to iron, making sure, now you can cut your plastic wrap smaller so it's not hanging from underneath the paper. But I just don't want to take too much time. But just make sure your iron does not hit that plastic wrap, because then it'll melt on the bottom of your iron. And if it does, I do have a video tutorial on how to clean your iron with iron cleaner. So just make sure your iron is pretty hot. Mine was sitting, so it is still warming up. And I'm going to still use this. Okay. And like I said, the plastic wrap is acting as an adhesive, just like your heat and bond would. Okay. And so you just want to get this on here really good and make sure it's all melted down. And then you want to check it. So let's kind of start pulling. Now this is going to pull up here because it was a lot hanging. But for the most part, if we could pull this away, from the card. Okay, see, and that's lifting up a little, and if so, just hit it again with the iron because we want it to stay down, okay? If you need to maybe pull from the back, that'll be fine as well, okay? And we can pull this from the back first, and then we can pull so we can see from the front if this has stuck down. And see, this is coming up, okay? So that means we need to hit this again. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's going to work for the first time. You got to get the right temperature of the iron and make sure that everything's down. You know, just take your time. Once you get the right temperature of your iron and you know how much heat and how much pressure it's going to take, then you can pull this away. There we go. Okay, so now we have that iron down to the card. Okay, now of course we're going to move this here. Move our iron out the way, and these edges that's left here, you can clean your card up now, okay? So you're going to simply lay that there, and we're going to cut off the excess cardstock. And by the way, this rotary cutter that I'm using, I use it for paper, cutting felt and stuff like that, and then I have a pair that I use to cut my fabric. So we're just going to simply cut this off and get this nice and straight. Sure I got this straight. Okay, so it fits my card perfectly. For the rest here, if you have anything hanging over, you don't want to cut this edge because this is the edge that's folded. So you don't want to cut the fold open, okay? So be very careful. This is where you're just going to take your scissors, okay, and get this little excess off of here. Alrighty? So there's your card. So you can open your card up. Then you want to take your piece of twine and you want to put it in between the card. I'm going to turn this around. Put it in between the card. And you want it to come out. I'm going to kind of even it out, okay? And see how that twine went right up between that little notch that I cut? That's going to help this stay in place. So you can go ahead and tie. Like I said, I was trying to even this out some. A little bit more. Okay, and then just tie this onto the card. You can leave the bow here, or you can bring the bow up here. I'm going to bring the bow up here. Well, if I bring the bow up there, I got to bring more twine up here. Down below. Let's see here. However, okay, let's just tie a bow here. That seems to be not working. You guys bear with me a little bit here. There we go. Let's see. Maybe this will do it. Having trouble tying my bow. This should work. Okay, there we go. So now we have our bow there. So our card will still open nicely. And then we're going to take our fall leaf with the little clip and we can clip it there. So now we can either send these out as invitations, or like I said, we can use them as place cards on our table. Pin our little fall leaf there. Okay. Or we can stick a piece of paper in the inside, clip this to it, and if you're using these as place cards, you can go ahead and put the person's name and clip this here, and they'll have their name here, and you can lay them on top of their plate. Or if you're sending them out as invitations, then you can use, they have the die cuts that's cut into, excuse me, fall leaves or a pumpkin or a turkey. And you can kind of just glue it in with some of that school glue, the stick glue, and stick it there and say you're invited, or you can print on those before you put them in here. Or you can leave them blank, and when they open these up, they can go ahead and write what they're thankful for, okay? So I'm starting this tradition this year. This is what my table will be decorated with, and my guests, attendees, will have one of these, and I want them to write what they're thankful for. And maybe I'll keep them from year to year, or maybe I'll just send them away with them, something that they can look back on and have something memorable for being a guest during the holiday season. So once again, you can use any type of napkins, Christmas napkins, Halloween napkins, Valentine napkins, for whatever holiday that it is that you want to decorate your table or send invitations, or to write cute little notes in, even to send to school with your kids or what have you. So this is our holiday gift card, place card holder, or invitation. Thanks for joining me. And here is the other one. So once you get all these little colored leaves on there, you'll have a nice little collection, okay? So now, thanks for joining me. I hope you join me again. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like, and if you have any comments, make sure to leave those as well. Thanks. This is Juanita the Sonista. Until next time, bye-bye.